What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mend the Podcast. I am Jacob Hale, joined with me by
BJ Wilson. I got to say it this
yeah,
time. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is part 2
Yep.
of our replying to you guys' comments. At the beginning, we wanted to make it 1, but things happened. We got a little too much fun. We, had a little bit of drink.
A little bit.
Shout out.
Something.
We will.
Shout out is crazy.
Hey, listen. Mango Cart, we will sponsor for free.
For free.
Just send us a 30 rack and we'll
30 rack.
Yes, we'll do it for free.
I need to buy tomorrow. I need to buy tomorrow. The video's not even out. I need it.
But anyway, if you guys missed the first one, go ahead. We'll have it linked below. Yep. Check out our first part 1 where we discuss different comments that have been made over the many videos that we made. Yep. And if you haven't made a comment and want to be a part of, let's say, future comment videos, go ahead, comment down below. Give us your thoughts on this one. Give us your thoughts on different videos. I look through all of them. I'll pick out what I like, what I don't like, and then we'll make content out of that. But if you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow, and of course, comment down below your thoughts. But
yes,
with that being said,
let's get into it.
Yeah, let's continue.
Basically, if you had a kneecap, you would be a Hall of Famer right now.
That's what I thought too. He's like, I genuinely do not know how you've been playing this whole time. You are a dog. Basically, I'm a dog and my knee doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, so the first comment, and probably one of my favorite comments of all time. This person commented, I hate the inside white gunk that builds up in some people's mouths.
Bro.
Absolutely gross.
Check this out. And, my camera's not that zoomed in on my face, so maybe I'll look at this camera. I don't know. Trey Mosley. I'm not going to say your middle name because I'm not going to set your government out like that. But the fact that you will let me walk around a golf course for 3 hours with white gunk on my mouth and couldn't tell me? That's not best friend material, man. That is not best friend material. And I saw as soon as I got to the car, I'm like, there's no way. Because I knew it had been there the whole time as soon as I saw it. And I saw that comment. I saw you. I don't remember the name, but I remember that comment for a smooth month and a half. And I was telling my mom, like, no. Now I gotta jump Trey. So if Trey gets jumped, if you see Trey Mosley's name in the news for getting jumped, it was me. And that's the men way.
That's not the men way. Okay, just for the record, that's not the men way. But what I loved about the comments in BJ sections is that they have nothing to do with the video.
At all.
They don't at all.
Yeah.
It's always like something very specific that they comment on. Like,
The hate, man.
oh, you literally just went on a raid like, oh yeah, I just finished playing for the National Football League, right? Just casually.
And they're like,
things still happen. I still got a life to live. Everything's good like that. And they're like, dude, what's going on with your mouth?
Yeah, like why aren't you taking care of yourself?
Yeah.
I hate it here.
I
hate it here.
That was hilarious. I love it, bro.
I'm sure you did.
And all these comments are just doubling down on it.
Were they? I only saw the first. I don't want to see any more.
Yeah, the throw up emoji and shit.
Yeah, just keep it. Oh, I did see those actually. I did see those,
So
keep it pushing, man. Next comment.
So here you go.
For a meeting, I guess, not a workout. The offensive line coach, he's like, okay, well, what percent do you think you're at? I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'm feeling good. Like, I can move well, but obviously I'm not at full power. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, I can dunk still. He's like, you can? And I'm like, yeah. And you want to see? He's like, yeah, sure. So I showed him the video. He's like, email that to me. And I'm like, okay, I'll gladly email that to you. Introduced me to the offensive coordinator, assistant offensive line coach, and then the head coach before I left. So they end up taking me back to the airport. I'm sitting in the airport, and my agent calls me, and he's like, we're throwing blue and black on for now. I'm like, oh, they're signing me? And yeah, they're signing you. His wife's on the phone. She's yelling in the background, getting hype and stuff. I'm like, so do I need to leave the airport? He's like, oh, no.
I want you to know that is a crazy picture to represent Camille Gilmore. That was an insane picture to represent Camille Gilmore.
So know what's funny is when I do the editing and make the reels and all that stuff, that's probably the hardest part is trying to figure out what picture to associate with what you're looking at and all that stuff. So in my head, part of me was like, hey, what was his wife's name? Maybe there's a picture or you guys all hugging it out or whatever. And then I was just, during the time, I mean, it's AI. So I was like, let me just put a little AI photo there. You know,
not?
like, hey, it's the end of the video.
Yeah.
Most people don't even make it to the end. It doesn't
Very
even
true.
matter, right?
Yeah, very true.
The very first comment. Imagine you're working your butt off to make your agent's wife happy.
I mean, check this out. Camille and Derek Gilmore are family. I would love to make them happy. I get it. Obviously, that's not my main goal, but making Camille happy, that's fine. Camille's like a second mom to me, so that's the same as making my mom happy. That's cool. Yeah.
I just love the fact that I just know deep down, the only reason why he felt the need to say that was because that last picture was an AI picture of her with a random, like, AI generated
Yeah.
hands up in the air with dollar signs in
Yeah.
the back. That's the only reason why he
They
thought
commented
that in his head.
Hey,
Like,
but you know what? Shout out to that guy because he made it to the end of the video, and we can
Yeah.
respect that. You guys should do that.
that's
for
the
him.
only thing I'll say. It's like, you made it to the end of the video
Yeah.
to see that, so
Yeah.
I gotta respect that. But
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
That is quite funny, and that was the first thing I noticed too. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's
yeah.
going on here?
Full 50-second video about how you made it to the National Football League,
Mm-hmm.
dunking a ball,
Yep.
everything,
And
right?
it's like,
but it was that last picture
Very
on like
specific.
the 49-second part.
Very
He's
specific
like,
as always.
he's like, I gotta say something.
This
gonna
is
say
messed
something.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something.
Oh man.
Oh man, so moving on from that,
Yeah.
let's talk about good old Caitlin Clark.
Oh, CC, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the GOAT, but well on our way. Not
Yeah,
well on
so-
our way either.
So, curious, because you weren't in on the episode.
I was not.
Yeah, and obviously we had our own comments about the
Yeah.
WNBA, how they're treating and stuff. So just real quick, what do you think about Caitlin Clark's treatment?
Yeah.
And do you feel like the WNBA is capitalizing off of this?
So, as you guys know, Hale, as he's mentioned, is very much in charge of our social media. So he is very much a person that is going to capitalize on the things that's going to make the brand better. Me personally, that's not really how I like to go about things. So I don't hate what the WNBA is doing, but with me saying that, that's me admitting that they're definitely not capitalizing on Caitlin Clark like they could. Like, you think of all the stuff that the NBA does with Wembyana. Like, they're trying to make him, well, probably trying to make him the face of the league. You know, there's Ant, there's other people. You know, they're always like, Ant's the most natural, yada, yada, yada. I get that. But them not capitalizing on Caitlin Clark probably isn't the best thing for them. So, no, they're not doing the best they could do.
Yeah, and to put it real quick, and this is free social media game for you, for anyone watching, but it's a phrase that I think of as like riding the hot hand. So if you have a particular person that's getting all the clicks and all
Yep.
the stuff going on, you just ride the hot hand of content and keep featuring them into things,
Yep.
and it'll bring up your views.
Absolutely.
It's not a long-standing goal,
Yeah.
but that middle time, it'll help still boost up your numbers, right? So with us, we do that with our going with the flow. But with that being said, we still have normal episodes where we talk about serious topics and all that stuff.
Yep.
So having a good mixture of the both is important.
Yep.
With Ant, no one was talking about Ant last year.
Nope, not at all.
But because he was making it so far in the playoffs,
Yep.
and he's had such a great personality, they're
Probably
putting
the best in the league right now.
probably he's probably the most marketable right
Yeah.
now. So let's put Ant on everything.
Yep.
And that's fine. And from the viewing standpoint, I don't knock that as much as I used to, because I used to not like it.
Yeah.
But now I understand. It's like,
Yep.
this is what's getting the clicks, this is what's getting the comments,
Roll
this is
with
what
it.
people talk about. There's
Yep.
nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
To add that, I want to say Jordan did his absolute best to be professional in that episode. And that's a little...
We still talking about this,
Yes,
man?
yes. That's a little behind the scenes,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you right now, in our group chat, this man does not like Caitlin Clark, okay? He's an Angel Reese fan.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. So it's not a direct hatred. He's just more into Angel Reese and a couple other people. So, like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where his allegiance is, but it's
I
great.
understand it, but ooh.
I mean,
we're gonna see who wins rookie of the year. We're gonna see. That's all I gotta say.
anyway,
Yeah.
here are some of the shorts for...
You have all these new people coming in, and everyone's spinning their narratives, but like, what is your personal brand? How are you going to market this in a way for the next 10, 15 years you benefit off of this, right?
Things can be true. There has been this talk about, well, what's good for her is if everybody just kind of lets her rock out so everybody gets, or there's more eyes on the WNBA. I do think there is a tiny bit of pieces of jealousy from a minority of people.
Yes.
But in saying that, though,
You
these
knew he
people are
was holding
competitors.
back.
Yeah, no, I know. I know
So
how-
to think
how
that
boy gets down.
people are going to take a step back and not have this competitive nature against her, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I, as a competitor, look at my contemporary and like kiss her ass because this is the praise that she's getting? You know what I'm saying? I want to come out and attack her. I want to see how good you really are. And I'm pretty sure from her perspective, she wants that as well. I'm pretty sure she's super competitive.
Okay, so someone commented under that I disagree with this guy related to Jordan. Did he really look at Caitlin Clark's game?
So just that simple, huh? Well, here's the thing. She started off really bad at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And that's not 100% her fault. You see clips all the time of her, like, throwing a pretty simple pass for a wide open shot and then it gets smoked. Like, that's not her fault. And, like, sometimes it'll go out of bounds, bouncing off of somebody's hands. It'll look like somebody trying to catch that's, I don't know, maybe it looks like Hale. You know, Hale can't catch for anything. Let's be honest. Let's talk about it.
Really? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this on air? Really? Is this what we're
Sorry, I
doing?
throw shade. I throw shade. It happens. It's
Hey,
not my
what we
fault.
doing here? I thought this was about Caitlin. Hey, I was really listening to you too. Like I thought you was cooking.
I was cooking. Back to the point at hand.
Okay.
That boy
Hey,
started-
I'm good at other things. Okay.
just random strays for no reason.
Yeah.
Just for bringing up the white gunk. I had to throw a stray.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, I mean, I can understand why somebody would disagree with that, but at the same time, she really didn't have the best start to the season. She's caught her stride now, though, and that's how it should be. It's not like, you gotta think, NBA, they get, what, like, a month, and then they're right into summer league, and then they get, like, another month and a half or so, and then they start playing. WNBA had, like, a week, and then they were in their little preseason games, and then they were right into the season. Like, they just went from college like a month ago
Yeah.
into their season. That's insane. That's an insane turnaround to start playing professional basketball. So for her to not get started off rip, you know, that's not really her. So I also disagree with Jordan. Oh, and also the fact is, actually there's no other fact. You know, I really strayed away from the point of that video, and that's okay. You're up next.
Yeah. Whenever you diss me, you just start losing all of your
You know,
all of your
that happens.
points
That's
and all
okay.
that. But
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. We're still going. Yeah. To put it in short, is that we're talking about a rookie at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Mhm.
So this isn't NBA my player
Yeah.
or 2K my player. You know
Well,
what I mean?
dropped
Where
50
you're,
right now.
yeah, where you're going
First
out
game of
dropping
the
50 in the first game and all that stuff, and then also you're the number 1 overall pick.
Mhm.
Your team's not good,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
literally
don't-
how it works.
Yeah, like obviously.
Yeah, you're not
And-
supposed to just be that big of a difference maker off rip. That'd be
Yeah.
insane.
And you know what's actually a great analogy for this? It's actually the Bryce Young, CJ Stroud
Yep.
thing, right? So like CJ Stroud, what CJ Stroud is doing, what people don't understand is how remarkable that is. Because of the fact he was the number 2 overall pick and what that team was,
Yeah.
right? People want to say that means that CJ Stroud is just light years ahead of Bryce Young.
Yep.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with that. Now, granted, he transferred a lot more of his skill set
Yeah,
into the league a lot
did.
faster. So I have, give credit where credit's due. Like, he did a
Absolutely.
really great job. I have
Yeah.
nothing against him, right? But that doesn't automatically mean Bryce is a bust
Yeah.
because he didn't have a similar amount of production, right?
Yeah.
Like that Panthers team, I don't want you to throw too much shade because they
I'm about
signed
to say,
you.
I'm about to say, be careful now. Be careful of my boys. Be careful what you say.
Let's just say there's areas of improvement.
Okay,
There's a lot of
that's
things
fair.
they could
That's
improve
fair.
on.
That's fair. Yeah.
From a lot of different angles,
Yeah.
but I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And that's how it's always going to be.
Yeah.
So the notion that just because someone's hyped, they immediately are supposed to make an
Yep.
impact and do all that stuff is like it doesn't work.
No.
And
No.
it just
doesn't.
wouldn't.
Yeah. And
So-
that's okay.
So someone added on here that
Okay.
players should be able to do whatever, but the league needs to protect her. So I added the prompt. I said, what would be the solution? Does the NBA need better refs? Or the WNBA side, does
Yeah.
the WNBA need better refs? Say, They don't even need to be better. They just need to know that Caitlyn is the WNBA's golden goose and should be treated as such. That right there.
I don't like that.
No. No.
I don't like
Guys,
that at all.
guys, listen. I get
Talk
it.
to him. You take this.
I get it.
Yikes.
Listen, at this point, you can just call me a washed athlete, whatever. Like, I'm living my life, whatever. But understand this: I don't care what sport you play and what level you play at. You're going to be competitive. So the weird notion that because someone has more clout than you, that you should be less competitive, is insane. And to make it even worse, it'd be even worse if we were all just as competitive, and then the entire league that I'm playing in is against me.
Yeah.
Like, that makes it even worse. The WNBA doesn't need to give out princess treatments, right? I don't think any league should do that. All it really comes down is just marketing. You can give her a bigger shine in the marketing aspect, give her more interviews and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of the actual gameplay, you shouldn't get to a point where it's like, we need to protect her, so call more fouls on other players.
No
You know,
chance.
we'll be stricter on the rules with her, but you know, everyone else will be loose and all that stuff. Like, that's not a good brand either, and that'd be a terrible look for the WNBA. I think if anything, they would lose more
Yeah,
fans
that'd be
doing
bad.
something like
That'd be
that. They
bad
were
ball
just
right
letting
there.
her go for
That's
20,
bad for
10, and
business.
10. Yeah.
That's bad for business. Let's be clear.
That'd be awful. You can't do that. And you're going to lose the whole league doing that of
Yeah.
all the other players that you also need
Yep.
in order for
They're
your
gonna
league
go
to
overseas.
survive.
They're gonna go somewhere else. They're
Yeah.
not rocking with that. I'm not rocking with that. None of the fans are rocking with that. That's a dead mission.
Yeah,
Leave
so
it at that.
that's ridiculous from a fan standpoint. And as fans, we need to be better fans,
Yeah.
right? Everyone seems to want to throw out the whole rigged term and all that stuff. All I gotta say is, if you think it's rigged, then stop watching. But clearly, you keep watching. So, tell me everything I need to know.
Bro, just a quick point before we transition to the next topic. When I was working at UPS, like on that little break I had between teams,
Yeah.
there was a guy that was so convinced that the NFL players have gloves that have magnets in them, and that the balls are magnetically attracted to the hands, and that's the only way that people can make catches. And I was just so, like, I spent like hours on hours trying to explain to them, like, no, they're just really good at football. Like, they train every day, all day, not all day, but like for a lot of time. Like, that's ridiculous. And he was just like, no, I know, and you might think you know, but you wouldn't know. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
You know what's so funny about that, though? I'm sure he saw that infamous Odell Beckham catch.
Yeah, that was the one he was talking about.
He was like, okay, so for this last one,
Yeah.
again, we have so many comments,
Yes,
so we
you
can't
guys
go
have
through
been
all
great,
of them. Yeah, so for you guys, the funnier the comment is, or the more interesting, you know, probably bigger chance we're going to mention it or say something.
Absolutely, yeah.
But in general, if you do comment, we are going to respond to it.
Yeah.
So you are going to get the satisfaction of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away from
Of
anyone.
course.
So this last one, this was a long time ago. This is when we were in the Weberize studio, which, by the way, shout out to Weberize, of course.
Was that what the episode with Flo?
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
okay.
the Omaha
Yep.
podcast
Okay.
company. So, yeah, if you are in the Omaha area, we'll definitely drop their information.
Yep.
Great people. Love those guys. Great supporters of us. Great studio, of course.
Yep.
And I'll show you the video that I have.
As you get older, your friend should be someone that brings something of value to you. Now, the value that you say this friend is bringing to you is going to be subjective. You have some friends that are just very funny people.
Right.
In terms of your value system, that can actually be very important to you because you will need that sort of comic relief in your life.
Right.
And someone of a go-to to be that person, right? So I carry that on with yourself. If you want to succeed, make sure you have people around you that are actually bringing things of value to you and that extend different facets of what you're trying to achieve.
Great point from our guy Hale.
I will tell you, it was something about being in that studio that made us want to like talk our stuff.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you
it
were
was
locked in. Okay.
It was the vibe. Like it
Yeah,
was a
okay.
great environment.
All right.
And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the episodes
Yeah.
we made there for sure.
Okay.
So someone commented, bad advice, I might add. Now, people will selfishly only hang out with people only because they benefit from it. being social or cordial to people, no matter if it's a bum or if you're gaining something, or if you're gaining something out of it, should happen either way.
Is that the final comment? The full comment?
Yep.
Okay. So, I think, in my assumption, for what this guy got out of, or whoever it is got out of what you said, was that it was strictly saying you should only hang around people that benefit you. That's probably what he thought. Obviously, that's not what you're saying. You're saying you want to be able to, like, everyone to be able to build on each other. Like, everyone wants to, you know, when it's community, everyone's making each other a better person, making each other go further in life. That's not necessarily just gaining stuff from people. That's also giving stuff to people. You know what I'm saying? That... I don't know how he got that out of that, honestly.
Yeah, I think...
Oh my gosh. That's terrifying.
Dog, what?
My mom's gonna be upstairs freaking out right now.
I
'Cause
bet.
She thought that was a gunshot. Fireworks. We're near enough to 4th of July where people are still firing up fireworks.
I guess so. Well,
They've been going off all week.
Yeah.
Not that loud. That was insane.
Anyway, I guess what my point would be, my point would be out of this is similar to what you said, but if you really think about it, if everyone operated like that, then it would be mutual.
Yeah.
Because you would also have to bring something of value.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about a short, you're taking a 5-minute conversation that you have to condense into 30 seconds. So you really just have to have your point.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
it.
You got to make it quick.
Yes, obviously, if you watch it in context, it makes sense because I was saying more of what I was pointing out is there's a lot of people that drain your life.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that there's a certain place you want to be at in life, but your friends don't align with that.
Yep.
So because of that, they hurt you more than they help you in trying to achieve that goal. For example, if you're dieting and you're around a bunch of people who don't diet,
Yep.
it'd be a lot harder for you to diet, right?
Yep.
Something
Absolutely.
simple as that. Now, the point that I made, which he also felt like saved me in making my point, was what you threw in as your value system was subjective.
Yep.
So even in that example, maybe the value someone brings is that they're funny.
Oh, yeah.
And if you value that, there's nothing wrong with that. With that same example that I said about you trying to, people trying to diet and then, you know, the people around you aren't dieting, that doesn't mean you should leave them as friends.
Yeah, you can still.
Yeah, like you can have other types of friends, you can do other things, or you can just understand like, okay, these guys don't diet, so when they say let's all go out to dinner,
Like, oh,
I probably shouldn't go out with them
might
to
not
dinner.
go out with them. And
Yeah.
even, you can even. I'll just make sure I stay strict to my diet. You can go out and
Yeah.
still eat something. Like, get you a salad, whatever. Actually, no, get you some more nutrition than that. But get you a salad.
So, well, what I will say with all of our viewers and commenters in the future is that understand that we say certain things, but also you gotta understand there's context to it,
Yeah.
right? So, not everything we say is going to be clear, black and white, because you shouldn't live your life like that. That's not reasonable. There's always going to be a gray area. There's always going to be a what if involved with all of that stuff. You just have to take the information and then apply it to what's going to work for your life. And that's the whole point of this podcast,
That is,
right?
yeah.
We're sharing our own experiences with you
Yep.
and what we think about things. And then you take that knowledge to say, I agree with this, or maybe I don't agree with that for my situation. And then you have the ability to apply it. But we're trying to build the community to centralize the information for all of us to come in to then have the final goal of finding success in each of our own lives for whatever that means with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
So with that, we'll probably wrap this up here. Again, I appreciate all of you guys for checking us out.
I also appreciate all of
Going through the comments and everything. And if you haven't already, just comment down below in this video.
Yeah.
Tell us what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Are we crazy?
Should we do this again?
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe we do something different. You
Yeah.
never know. But with that being said, we have so much more content coming out and a lot of fun stuff and cool things that we got for you guys. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell. It's all free for now. But it's all free. Go ahead and check us out. And anything you would like to add before we close?
No, not at all.
No?
Nope, not even in the slightest.
Okay, all right. Well, with that, appreciate you guys, and then we'll see you guys in the next video.
You guys.